Welcome to my golf channel. YouTube is already awash with golf channels from players of all skill levels, so we probably don't need another one, but nevertheless, here we are. Please enjoy, or not, watching a range session from a couple of weeks ago. Feel free to point out anything you notice that I'm doing wrong and pass on any tips you think I could benefit from. Apart from getting better fitting pants, I'm already well aware of that one. And there are other issues with this swing that I'm aware of and try to work on. Look at how much I'm standing up at impact, for one thing. Anyway, what sets my golf channel apart? Well, not much really. I'm left-handed, that puts me in the minority I guess, and we lefties are notoriously loyal to our own, so maybe that will count for something. I'm also pretty old for someone looking to seriously get into golf for the first time at 44 years of age, and maybe that will count for something too. More likely though, it will count against me. And in some ways this isn't really my first attempt to seriously get into golf. I've had an on and off relationship with the sport since my teenage years when I lived across the road from a modest but really rather attractive golf course set in the Australian bush, a couple of hours east of Melbourne. We couldn't afford new clubs or memberships, so mostly I just spent my time sneaking onto the course and trying to whack the hell out of second-hand balls using a ragtag collection of clubs handed down to me from my fortuitously left-handed uncle. I think I had a modest degree of natural talent, but I never took it seriously enough to improve, and when I moved away from that course I didn't really play much for the next decade or so. Then when I was about 30 I started playing a bit more. I got a set of tailor-made clubs, the cheapest set they had on offer. I got a second-hand Callaway driver and 3-wood and a Cleveland 52-degree wedge, not second-hand but not expensive. I did splash out a bit on a new Titleist Vokey lob wedge, that was kind of expensive, and a little later I got a new Callaway hybrid and putter. Were any of these clubs any good, in general or for me specifically? I don't really know. I spent a fair bit of time on the range, and I did get a membership at the cheapest local golf course that I didn't make particularly good use of. I never got a handicap or played in any competitions. Honestly, I preferred to spend time on the range. The moment I got on the course, my mind locked up and my body followed suit. I was inconsistent on the range, but on the course I was probably more consistent, in as much as I almost never hit a fairway. And on the few occasions I did, it was because I topped a ball that didn't dribble far enough to make it into the trees. Then, in my late 30s, I started developing some serious back pain, probably brought about by my lifestyle of spending many hours each day slumped in front of a computer monitor, playing some video game or other. For years it was genuinely impossible for me to swing a golf club, at least not without collapsing in an agonised spasm. Tiger Woods may have had the dedication to play through the pain, but I did not. But now, at the age of 44, my back seems to be quite a bit better. Certainly I can swing a golf club without too much pain, at least not in my back. My hands are still getting used to the concept of golf again, however, and making their protests known. So I've started going to the range more. In fact, I've signed up to a program at a local course where you get a lesson a month and unlimited range balls, so I've been spending quite a bit of time down there. I'll let you know what the instructor says at my first lesson. I'm sure you'll have a lot to work with. But I still haven't set foot on a golf course in many years. I still don't have a handicap, but maybe that will change soon. In fact, that's the main aim of this channel, to chronicle my journey to become someone who actually feels comfortable stepping up to the tee and launching a ball at a proper fairway, rather than just the unkempt turf on a driving range. There is no denying that, currently, I am a worse than average player, hence the name of the channel. But I've set myself a goal, and that is to become better than average, and I guess the best way to gauge that is simply to get a handicap and see how low I can get it. According to a quick Google search, the average handicap for Australian men is 16.9, and I think that is a reasonable goal, although the median handicap might be better, but I can't find any stats on that. Well, I possibly could, but I'm too lazy, so 16.9 is my goal for now. Is it feasible? I hope so. Back when I did play occasionally at that course where I had a membership briefly, it was a relatively rare occurrence for me to break 100, and I never broke 90. In fact, I don't think I came close. The high 90s are about the best I could expect. But I feel like I can improve on that, even if my aging body might suggest otherwise. I'll be getting a lesson a month, and that's gotta help, I hope. I have slightly more disposable income now, not much more, but I could potentially afford to get a club fitting and buy what is right for my style and skill level, as long as it doesn't cost too much. And by creating this channel, I have perhaps given myself a little more motivation to persist in what is possibly the most frustrating sport in existence. I just hope literally anybody watches it. If you have been watching, thank you very much indeed. Maybe consider subscribing to see how I go. even if there ends up being just one more video on this channel where I snap each club over my knee and vow to never play this stupid sport again. Hopefully it won't come to that, but we shall see.